You're listening to a Stand Up New York podcast. And now for Good in Bed, the only sex news variety show that matters and that I know of. And I am Ariel Kaplan. If you don't know who I am, I'm not sure why you're listening, but I am so grateful I could kiss your tush. And if you do know who I am, I'm so excited to continue our parasocial relationship. Wow, this sounds like I'm reading from a script, and it's because I am. Because you guys don't even know how difficult it is to record the first episode of a podcast, especially when you've never hosted one on your own. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. For the newcomers, a little about me. I am 28. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Dulce de Leche. I'm half Argentinian. I work at a Jewish women's magazine. I went to fat camp for like 8 summers. I have 3 older brothers. My parents are divorced. I'm depressed, anxious, Jewish, and horny. So this is the 4th podcast that I'm hosting. The first one was in like 2019, 7 Minutes in Heaven with my best friend Miriam. Then I hosted Oral History about seductresses in history with Rachel Waynes. And then Balls Deep for Balessa, also with Rachel Waynes. And then I took like a couple year hiatus, got really, really depressed and anxious in the pandemic. But I'm back, baby. Unlike Britney Spears, #free Britney Spears, I am a Jew for Britney Spears. More on that later. Not this episode, just like, later. Anyway, as I said, this is the 4th podcast I am hosting, but the first ever on my own, and I'm really fucking excited about it. This is on the Stand Up New York podcast network. I have a producer Hanley. She's so fucking cool. But I'm recording this at my house because I tried recording it in studio with Hanley and I was just too fucking nervous. Video killed the podcast star. After video killed the radio star, it killed the podcast star. When I was doing podcasts, except for Balls Deep, like video just really wasn't a thing. And I want to think of myself as, representation for average looking podcasters. Because now all you see are really hot girls and some boys. And I'm here to fill that gap. You're welcome. What makes this sex podcast different than every single other one, you ask? I'm hosting it. Okay, you rude bitch. But also, this is a sex variety show. Not only will you get interviews with hot and funny people and some experts as well, but I will be sharing the latest in sex news. This is kind of like, think of Good in Bed as NPR's Up First, but for sex news. So this is really like the second most important podcast you should be listening to. The first one, well, who am I to say? I know I haven't actually given you any fun content yet, but I'm going to ask you to subscribe, leave a review, share to your story. And if you don't, you're anti-Semitic. Okay. And I know that's really trending right now to be an anti-Semite, but you don't want to follow the crowd, right? You want to beat to the march of your own drummer. And that drummer is actually me. I'm drumming and I want you to leave a review, but a good one. If it's going to be bad, like, don't. Just email me and we can talk about it. And now for an animal sex fact. I'm going to have to think about how I want to name that segment. Every episode, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. But as of today, I think that a recurring animal sex fact is fun. I think you guys will think it fun because you're fucking freaks. Okay. Sex fact number 1. Male porcupines piss on females before they have sex, which is interesting right now. It's very timely. Golden showers. Piss play is trending, I think because of an episode on Netflix's You, but I haven't gone to that part yet. In the medical field, piss play is called urophilia. Once a year, male porcupines surround the available fertile woman and female porcupine, not female woman, and fight for their right to cream pies. So the winner climbs onto a tree branch and pisses all over the female, which stimulates her to go into estrus, which is like her fertility or something. You can Google it, and they fuck, and that's that. Okay, let's get into it. Sex news of the week. First up, relationship status affects men's choice of sexual experiences with sex workers, according to a study published in Human Nature. What did the researchers want to do? They wanted to know whether men in relationships employed short-term mating or pair bonding with sex workers. So they examined the dual mating strategy, which is a theory that humans employ two strategies to maximize their reproductive success. Although I think this is actually just for men. And when I say men, I'm talking about heteronormative men. Short-term mating, or the variety experience, is when men seek short-term encounters to maximize spreading their seed. And this is driven by the desire for sexual variety and multiple partners. This mating experience prioritizes physical attractiveness and fertility cues, and the focus is on sexual gratification over commitment. The other one, pair bonding, or the relationship experience, is when men seek long-term relationships to ensure the survival of their kin. For committed relationships, men look for loyalty, emotional bonding, and nurturing mates. They want mothers. For this study, the participants were 6 high-end sex workers ages 20 to 35. And the research paper says that these were sex workers who the researchers already knew, which is very funny to me. The methodology of the study was such that the sex workers disclosed information about 516 clients. They were asked about their interactions, if the clients were in a relationship, how attractive the sex workers found their clients, and what their social skills and sexual involvements were. And these were the results. Men in committed relationships preferred the porn star experience with sex workers. And men who preferred the girlfriend experience, aka the pair bonding, tended to care more about the sex workers and didn't prefer kinky interactions. They also tended to book the same sex worker and engage in banter and provide tips and gifts. So, I mean, they're paying for a girlfriend. The study was called Dual Mating Strategies Observed in Male Clients of Female Sex Workers. Now, I wouldn't call myself a sex worker. Also, if you are a member of my family, you can stop listening now. Thank you. I don't consider myself a sex worker, but I do have an OnlyFans, and my most loyal followers, I think they do look for that girlfriend experience for me. Yeah, link in bio. Sun avoidance and lack of vitamin D dietary intake linked to heightened anxiety among college women. Sounds like a man wrote that, and that's all I have to say about that study. Are blue balls real? We investigate. A little background on blue balls. The first mention of blue balls was in America in 1916. Classic American douchebags. And the equivalent for vulvas is blue clit, blue vulva, blue bean, and pink pelvis. I hate pink pelvis. I would opt for blue bean. All right, so researchers investigated the validity of blue balls. And for the study, they recruited 1,483 people with penises, penis people, and 1,138 people with vaginas. For the purposes of this study, I'm just going to say men and women. And if you have a problem with that, engage in dialogue with me. The methodology, the men and the women were surveyed on their experience of blue balls and blue vulva. And these are the results. Men believe in blue balls way more than women. 56% of men said that they have pain when experiencing blue balls. 37.8% said they had no pain. And 6.2% of men said that they always come. That sounds pretty accurate. For the degree of pain, out of the 56% who said they had no pain, 57.8% reported mild pain, 35.5% reported moderate, and 6.7% reported severe pain. So only 6.7% of people who said they have pain, which is 56%, are like really in pain. And remember, pain is subjective, but like, believe men. As for blue vulva pain, 42.1% of women said that they do experience that. 50 4.2% said no, and 3.7% said they always orgasm. And frankly, I'm extraordinarily jealous. I think that I used to experience blue vulva when I was a kid, sometimes at night. Okay, I have this very specific memory of when I was in the infirmary, the little I, at camp. And I was really, really sick. I had like 103.8 fever. And so I had to stay in the infirmary. And I remember one night I could not go to sleep. And I was 8 years old, so like I wasn't masturbating yet. Maybe this was probably like my foray into my libido, maybe. But I could not go to sleep. I just felt like something in my... Wait, I'm not describing blue balls. I'm describing like being horny. Okay, but blue vulva does like... I mean, I'm never in pain, but it's annoying. That should have been an option on this study. Is it annoying for you to not come? Continuing on with the study, way more women reported feeling pressured into sexual acts because of their partner's fear of experiencing pain without orgasm. This makes men sound like such little bitches. Oh no, I can't come, so you have to suck me off. I mean, I get it, kind of. Who hasn't had to suck off a blue ball here or there? Okay, it's kind of like your intro into heteronormative heterosexuality. It's a rite of passage. Participants recognize that women are expected to act sexually to prevent blue balls, and also agree that the phenomenon should not be used to coerce or manipulate women into engaging sexually. So they're like, yeah, it's not fair, but like you have to do it because society expects it. And what are you going to do? Argue with society? I don't think so. The big takeaways from this study are that severe pain does exist for a small minority of penis havers, and masturbating and non-sexual activities can help the pain, and blue balls is not a valid reason to continue unwanted sex. This is a big penis episode. Does dick size matter? According to men, yes. According to women, not so much. According to a study published in Frontiers in Psychology, men will exaggerate when self-reporting masculinity-related traits, especially penis size. The participants in this study were comprised of 191 Danish men ages 18 to 35. The researchers got information on these Danish men's consumer preferences, life history characteristics, subjective life expectancy, and physical markers like their height, weight, athleticism, and penis size, flaccid and erect, because, you know, some men are growers, not showers. And the men were given a ruler to print out to measure their dick size. And then the researchers compared all of their responses to the known averages for the Dutch population. The men were divided into two groups. One was paid $5 and the other $22. And these were the results. Men overestimated their height, athleticism, and penis size, but not their weight. Interesting. Reports of penis size were 21% over average, but height was only 1%, indicating that it's easier to exaggerate when you can't see the trait. Also indicating men are insecure liars. Here's the interesting thing. Men who got $5 instead of $22 were significantly more likely to overreport their penis size, flaccid and erect, and they reported that it was bigger than the claimed world record of 34 centimeters. Because this is a Danish study, they're not translating it into a metric that Americans can understand. So you're going to also have to Google that on your own. The men who were paid $22 were more inclined to be honest, probably because they were paid more, versus the $5 group who were upset about their lower payment and felt threatened by questions about male markers of masculinity. So we see how important dick size is to men. The takeaway, according to the researchers, self-reported data on private aspects of masculinity, such as penis size, should be approached with caution. And I'm here to say that I agree. I went out with a guy last year who I was dating for a few months. He was over 6 feet tall, seemingly very masculine. And we went out and I didn't take him home, because I'm listening to my mom, no sex on the first date anymore. And I hit him up to go to his place. He lives in Hoboken. And he was like, hey, he called me before I went over and he was like, hey, just so you know, I lied about my dick size. He told me he had a massive cock. And I'm like, okay. He tells me he actually has a pretty small dick and he didn't think we were going to meet up. And that's why he told me he had a big one. Like, I don't get the thought process there. You want me to think you have a big dick, but never even, I guess he was having a weird night. I don't know. So I go to his place. I mean, he did fess up, but I go to his place and he doesn't have a small dick at all. He's just like really, really a large man, like tall and not fat, but like muscular, like stocky. And so maybe compared to his body size, he felt he had a small dick, but it was really, he just didn't know how to fucking use it. He ended up, I think I helped him realize that he's a cuck. Like I didn't, cuck him, but I was telling him, you want me to cuck you? And he was like, no, no, no. And then he was like, yeah, I do. We broke up and he texts me a while later saying that he is a cuck. So I'm a cuck whisperer. How important is penis size for women? Urologists examined the scientific evidence published in the International Journal of Impedance Research. This study came out just after the previous one. For this study, researchers conducted a review of existing evidence on the correlation between penis size and a partner's sexual satisfaction. And here were the results. Only a small percentage of women ended a relationship because they're size queens, and a small amount wanted a bigger or a smaller dick. And I'm assuming, I should probably check, but I'm assuming that these women who wanted something bigger or smaller is because they were dealing with like the largest dick and the smallest dick. A significant amount of heterosexual men desired a larger penis, can confirm. But a majority of women are happy with their partner's penises. Probably, I think nearly almost every single person I've had sex with has wished they had a larger penis. Maybe like 5% are happy with theirs. And there's no reason to be unhappy with it. And I do kind of feel bad for men, the societal expectations of the dick size. Like living in a patriarchy must be really hard for you. When it comes to one night stands, women prefer girthy dicks and they prefer a slightly longer penis only sometimes. The emphasis really is on girth, okay? I want all the men listening to hear that loud and clear. We want girth, okay? Doesn't really matter how long your dick is. If you can finger me with your pinky, I mean, ideally that would be like the fourth finger in my vagina, but just think about how long your finger is and compare that to your dick. And if it's the same size, well, that's good enough. And that's it for sex news. Now for Eileen Hanley, queer comedian, actress, writer, director, super pretty singer, musician, TikTok star extraordinaire, and my brother's friend from college. Here's Eileen. How many people have you had sex with? Excuse you. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. How many people have you had sex with?
Wait, I have a list on my phone.
That was my second question. If you have a list on your phone.
Of course I have a list. It's called Sex List. And let me pull it up real quick. 16.
Okay. That's a healthy amount.
Thanks. I like half of them were in the last year.
You slut.
I know, slut bag.
Okay, let's talk about it. Wait, actually, sorry. I forgot to ask something really important.
Yes.
First, how many of those were one night stands?
Definitely more than one. Looking at the list. 5.
Okay. All right, cool.
But one of them I went to school with, so I saw him after that, but
you didn't fuck him after that.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Are you good in bed?
I think so.
Why?
I think being good in bed is very you have to be very in tune with the other person, and you have to have a desire to please.
Yeah. I'm a big people pleaser.
Yeah. I wouldn't call myself a people pleaser in general, but I do think that I want the other person to be having a good time. I want them to feel good. So I really like pay attention to what they like, and I like try to like, you know,
Do you talk a lot in bed?
a lot.
Ooh.
A lot, yeah.
I get so much stage fright. I'm
Really?
jealous. Yeah, but you're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor, or actress, either one. But I would say that I do think that helps. And like sometimes I do feel a little bit like, oh, this person thinks that I'm just like acting, but it's like, and it's like I am, but I mean it. And I also like, I think I am, but I mean it. And you know, but I also think that you have to, if you're not vocal, if you're not talking, how does the other person know that you like it? Or like I had sex with this girl once, and I was going down on her, and she was absolutely silent, and it was freaking me out. And I was like, oh my God, is everything okay? Like, should I keep going? Like, is this good? And she was like, oh no, it's great. I kept going, and then like afterwards I was like, you were so quiet. And she was like, yeah, I'm in my roommate era and my silent era. What? And I was like, oh, okay.
Were you at her house?
No, I was at my house. We were at my house.
What does that mean? I'm in my roommate era.
She has roommates, so she's learned to be silent, I guess.
Put on some music. That's so
I know.
weird.
Well, it's not like, because we were in my apartment. I live alone, so
Yeah.
like she had the freedom to be as loud as she wanted, and she was not.
Yeah.
Maybe she really just hated me. I don't know. That was one of the one night stands.
So humans, I don't know about animals, but humans don't like need to make noise. It is like an acting kind of thing. This is like from study that I read about.
Fuck.
But being vocal shows the other person that you're turned on, and that's a turn on to yourself. So like the whole thing just, it accentuates everything.
That makes sense.
It's such a it's an audible cue. And people are bad at communicating, so like the least you could do is make a noise.
Literally the least you could do is make any noise, and I love to hear the noise. Like when a person is vocal, it's so hot to me. I love it. And so then I want to do that because I think that's hot. So
I like when people talk to me, and I love hearing noises, but like when I get asked a question, I'm like, I don't know.
What, like in bed? Like if someone's like, do you like that?
Yeah. Well, I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like that. Continue.
Yeah. But like my current partner, he loves talking.
Nice.
He wants me to talk. And I'm like watching videos on Pornhub. I don't know why I had to say Pornhub. I also
sponsored by Pornhub.
I also watch X videos. Since Pornhub removed like a lot of the really kinky stuff.
Oh, really? Did they? I use a different site. I use XNXX.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Do you
it's
know
like
that one?
similar to X videos.
Okay, I'll have to try X videos. I don't know that one.
Yeah, if you
You'll see if they're worth my loyalty.
If you type in one of them, like the other one will pop up in like Google search.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What were they saying?
Your current partner loves.
Oh yeah, talking.
Yes.
So I'm watching videos like to see what do other people say. And it's never anything like good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you're not horny or if you're not having sex, it's so corny. It's like, why would you say that? But like in the moment, it's like so hot.
Yeah. I just need to I need to be able to let go more. So you're very confident in bed.
Yes. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think.
Who was the last person you had sex with? Their first and last name.
I last had sex with my most recent ex, who is a girl.
Okay.
A woman.
Do you remember your
not a girl. A fully grown adult woman. That's who it was.
Do you remember the movie premiere you had for
Yes.
BRB?
Yes.
Question mark? There's no question mark on that. It's called BRB.
BRB, yes.
If you go to Eileen's website, you can watch it there.
Thanks. Yeah, that's true.
When I was there, you were pretty drunk, and
oh my God,
very very hot.
I saw you.
But you told me so many crazy stories about this very crazy ex, and I don't know if it was the same one.
It was.
Ah!
It was.
Okay. All right. So I know you talk a lot about your crazy exes or crazy ex.
And really only have one, yeah.
One. And then you have like a nice ex.
Yeah, I have one ex that I want nothing to do with. one ex that wants nothing to do with me, and one ex who I'm still like pretty good friends with. So I've kind of covered all the bases.
Okay, I don't know who the third person is, but
it's my boy ex, the man. Ex,
Oh, okay.
We're friends again.
Right, yeah. I saw, oh my God, one of your TikTok songs. I hate saying TikTok, but
we love TikTok.
Well, I
What? You don't? You don't love it?
I don't make content on TikTok because I'm afraid of it.
For sure. I hear that.
I just haven't made the switch. And also today, this episode will be released not the day that I'm recording this, but like Montana or some shit just banned TikTok in the state.
No. Are you lying?
No. I mean, I don't remember if it was Montana. I think it was Montana.
Oh my God.
But a state has officially banned TikTok.
Wait, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And I'm like, good.
Why?
Because, dude, I ruled on Instagram. And
yeah,
then
and
TikTok
you rule Instagram.
But I don't anymore. I lose followers every day.
Oh, no.
Okay, anyway, this isn't about TikTok. This is about your sex life and crazy exes.
Yes.
You made a song. You're doing this thing where you do a song every day.
Yeah.
You are so fucking talented.
Oh my God, thank you.
Everything you do is so funny.
Thank you.
Every song you write is beautiful and you have an amazing voice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I want to have sex with you, I think.
Oh my God. Ariel, you've only had sex with one girl?
Yeah.
And how did you like it?
So it was after I broke up. Wait, I'm the interviewer.
Sorry.
I'm interviewing here.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll tell you quickly.
It's the control freak in me. Go ahead.
After I broke up with my ex, I was quote unquote exploring my bi curiosity.
Sure.
And I went out with this really, really cute redhead, kind of jappy, Jewish American princessy.
She can say that.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. You can say Jap.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I'll say it, and I'll say that Ariel told me I could.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then I'm actually allowed to say it. Thanks.
A Jew told me I could.
Yeah.
The reason I defined it though is just because it's not like the bad.
Right,
one.
right.
Yeah.
Not like the things that old white men say about the war.
Yeah. I've never heard of old white men. I don't really hang out with old white men, but
I only see them on TikTok. And only once I saw this. Anyway, sorry. You can cut this out. Delete all this.
Keep it in, Haley. I don't remember.
We were talking about your first time with a girl.
Okay, you clearly don't have ADD.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Did I say that I did? I don't think so.
No, I just kind of assume everyone does, but okay.
No.
All right, so I went out with this girl. I was really nervous. I got hammered. And we had sex at her place. I slept over. And it was so bad. And I really like pubes. And she had no pubes. I ate her out. And I just did what I thought, or what I know that I like. It's like when you give someone a massage.
For sure. Yeah.
And you give them a really good massage and they give you a shitty one. That's what it was like.
Oh.
So I'm like, you are a full-fledged lesbian woman. And you don't know how to pleasure me.
Was she like, oh, I'm a bottom, or like I'm a pillow princess or something?
She didn't say fucking anything. But then I was like, maybe it's a fluke. So I saw her the next day and we had sex again and it was just as bad.
That's so disappointing.
So then I was like, hashtag all women are bad. But now I'm like, hashtag not all women.
Absolutely not. I mean, I did go out with someone who, trigger warning, went down on me and gagged. It was horrible. It was so traumatic. It was horrible. It was terrible. And so then after that, I was like, maybe it's not good for me to assume that all lesbians do go down on people. But then my friend was like, no, they do. Your lover was just that was awful that they did that.
Yeah.
And then after that they were like, yeah, I can't do that again. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow. Did you go down on her?
I went down on them a couple times, but they also didn't like receiving. So they're a non-binary person. They just didn't like it, but they didn't tell me that. So then they tried to do it and gagged. And it was,
wow.
It was awful.
Something sort of similar happened to me with my ex. He was fingering me and I didn't even come, but a lot of ejaculation. And it was on his fingers, and he gagged, threw up, and he never went down on me.
Like that. Oh, that's awful.
And
it's
like,
so awful.
Do you like vaginas?
Literally. Like, it's okay if you don't.
Yeah.
Just
it's fine.
say that. I actually don't think it's okay if you don't, but it's fine. But at least be upfront about it and don't like pretend.
I think that if you truly believe that you are of whatever sexuality and you don't like doing like one of the most popular, if you're not attracted
kind
to
of
that
the main event,
genitalia, then like maybe you're wrong.
I know.
Or you just have a lot of trauma and you need to go to therapy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do think it was some like internalized misogyny or like dislike of their own vagina that led them to be disgusted by vaginas. But like,
that makes sense.
It sucks. And it like, as far as I know, it wasn't just me. They like didn't like it, period, altogether.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or that's
but
what I'm telling myself.
That's still so traumatizing
I
to
know.
experience in the moment.
Yeah. It sucked.
Yeah. Have you, okay. So I've only been with one woman and she didn't smell weird or taste like anything.
Cool.
Have you gone down on a girl whose vagina you didn't love?
I would say that there are some vaginas I liked more than others, but I don't think there is any vagina that I've been like so repulsed by. Like, I think that it's the same with like chemistry with someone. Like if you have chemistry with them and you really like them and vibe with them, you're gonna like how they like smell and taste, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Unless they're like, I guess, very unhygienic, but I've never come across that, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's just there's some that you're like, oh wow, like, yeah, I love like this vagina.
And is there like a certain taste?
That I like?
Like, okay, my partner says that I taste
Oh my God, what do you taste like?
sour.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't think that's universally standard. I've heard from other people that someone once texted me, you taste so good. You taste like nothing. I'm like, what the fuck?
You taste so good. You taste like water. You taste like breathing air. Thank God I don't have to taste an actual vagina. I think that I also saw a tweet on this once and I want to credit, I think her name is Ellie. I'm like mutuals
Ellie
with
Schmidt?
her. No, Ellie Klein and Crimer something.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, what's her name? Find her name and put it in.
I'll tag her somewhere.
She tweeted something that was like, there are saltwater pussies and there are freshwater pussies. And I really was like, oh, like that makes sense. Some are kind of salty and like a little briny.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have a pickle pussy.
A pickle pussy. Oh my God, congrats.
Thank you.
And some are freshwater where like, they kind of taste like nothing or they have like a milder taste and smell. But like, they're all good. Like, you know.
There's no such thing as like a sweet sugar.
I mean,
nerds.
I don't know that I've tasted one that I would describe as sweet.
Like popping candy. Like that's just not.
No, but then they say that like, you know, oh, like if you eat pineapple or like something.
That's not fucking true. My guy was drinking like cans of pineapple juice.
What?
And
your dad?
Ew.
No, what did you say? You were? I didn't hear what you said.
I think I said my guy. Did I say my dad?
I thought you said my dad.
Ew.
Your guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A guy. A nameless person.
A nameless person.
A headless person.
Okay, perfect. That's how I like them.
And granted, it was like 2 days. But
of drinking the
pineapple juice? Yeah, but like how soon is it supposed to act?
I mean, I feel like after 2 days you would taste it. I feel like you would know.
Yeah. It honestly almost tasted a little more bitter.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Mythbusters, you don't have to do that myth. Busted. We should find out if there's a Nerds Gummy Cluster flavor pussy, and I'll eat this bag of Nerds Gummy Clusters.
Nerds call us. Okay, so it's the same as sucking dick, except some dicks are sweaty and smell bad.
Yeah, I mean, I would say. Like, sucking a dick is very invasive. And, like,
What do you mean?
Like it's like fully like something's like choking you in your mouth. Like that is unpleasant to some, I would say. It's just a lot more like I feel like there's opportunity when you're eating pussy to be like so like you can be really gentle and sensual and like obviously you can do those things with a penis, but I think that a dick is just so it's like, oh, here it is. Like it's a dick and it's in your mouth and you like can't ignore it. Whereas like there's more nuance with a vagina where you can like
much nuance.
Yeah, and like this girl actually, the silent girl that I had sex with one time, she went down on me and it was like she was like so soft. Like she was so gentle and like it felt like a whisper or like a flutter of like a little butterfly. Like it was so soft. I have never had anyone do it that soft. And it was like kind of inspiring. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that this like the softness of this could feel so good.
Did you come?
No, but it was like a one night stand where like, also it was one of those things where like, I don't think we met on Hinge. I don't think either of us really was like that into the other. Like she was a very hot, very cool girl. I was kind of like, oh, I would love to be friends with you. Like you're a very cool person.
Okay.
But then we were both kind of there and we were like, well, we might as well have sex, I guess. Cause we're both,
we're on a date.
Yeah, we're on a date and we are both wanting to have sex.
Right.
So we had sex. So, but it wasn't like, our chemistry wasn't like overflowing or anything, but
yeah,
it was fun.
Probably most of the people I've had sex with was like that.
Overflowing chemistry?
Like dry, like a desert of chemistry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just like
that's a shame.
We went out. Well, I've had sex with a lot of people.
How many? Or you don't have to say.
No, like
you don't have to say.
Close to 60. Were you like, please don't say it because people will judge you?
No. I don't want to make you feel like you're on the spot if you don't want to share. But you also have a podcast called Good in Bed, so you're probably okay
I'm
with
good
it.
in bed because I've had experience. Practice makes perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I get rave Yelp reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Do you remember Lulu? It was like I think it was called Lulu. It was an app that you could rate guys on when we were in college.
Oh, okay. Yes, I vaguely remember this.
Wait,
I never used it.
You're 2 years ahead of me?
I don't know.
When were you born?
92.
Okay, yeah.
You're 94?
You were my brother's. How do you know my brother again?
I know your brother because I play piano for his musical improv group.
Oh, wow. You don't even ever see him ever.
Not anymore, no. I see, well, yeah, he's your brother.
Yeah, but I only know you because of him.
Yeah, I guess I used to see him maybe like once every 2 weeks or so. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Wow.
But now he's like a model on Instagram. I was shocked when I saw that.
I know,
like,
yeah.
It's like, Elon, what are you doing? Like, he's very hot, don't get me wrong. Respectfully, Elon, if you're listening.
Yeah, I don't know if he will. My brothers don't listen to my
he told me that when he told me like, oh, you should meet my sister because she's really like big on Instagram. She would love your stuff, but like I don't listen to her stuff, so I don't know. So yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. He's your brother.
Yeah.
Elon, you should listen to this episode.
Like, non-sex ones. I don't know, dude. I've already like said it, but whatever. Elon's like a sex model now, so maybe it's fine. He's like in the space.
Like, okay, you're literally like posting thirst traps every day.
Yeah. It was a while. It was every day, but like I think he kind of stopped. And
okay, good.
I would like him to get back on it, but you know what? Yeah. Again, not about him. It's
not about him.
You.
Thank you.
I'm gonna head to another question now.
Okay? Head there.
Okay, so we were talking about this before we started recording, and now I want to bring it up again so everyone else can hear. So when I met you, I'm pretty sure you identified as bisexual.
Yes.
And that has changed.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about, I'm sorry, this sounds like so serious, but can you tell me a little bit about your discovery into being a quote unquote full-fledged lesbian? I actually don't know if that was what you said.
I think I just said lesbian.
I'm fully a lesbian.
But yeah, I think that like, so I was bisexual. I dated a man for 9 years and like, I'm still friends with him and we have a good relationship now. And I like, of course, I spent so much time with him. Like I loved him deeply. I like had so many experiences with him and he's like a good person and a good man. And when I started dating women and queer people, I really was just like, I just couldn't ever see myself going back. And like, I think in terms of men, like I dated the best man. Like he's a great man. And if anyone were to say like, well, what if you meet another like great man? Oh, okay, maybe. Like, I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know the future, but like, I'm not seeking that out. And he would have to be like really fucking great because I already dated the greatest man, like that I knew. And the first time I ever had sex with a woman, I was just like, I can't believe I haven't been doing this all the time. Like I was with my boyfriend. I used to cry because I like didn't want to have sex with him and I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I was asexual and like then when I was having sex with girls, I was like so fucking horny and I was like, okay, this is what was wrong, I guess. Wow. And so then bisexuality just didn't make sense because like bisexual people actively seek out men and I do not.
Like so you mean men and women?
Yeah, or like yes, and I mean like they do like men, and I was just like after a while I was just like I don't like men. I don't want to date a man. I don't want to have sex with a man. I don't want any of that anymore.
But that didn't become clear to you until you had sex with a woman?
Yeah, when I had sex with a woman and I had a relationship with a non-binary person and I was just like this is what I wanted like the whole time, I think. Wow. And no hate to my ex, Josh, like he's a great guy and names. Yeah, he can have a name. His name is Josh. Okay, and Josh. But so yeah, I think it was just like something really clicked for me and I was like, oh yeah, like this is the good stuff. I
thought that would happen when I had sex with a woman and it didn't. And like, maybe I just wasn't ready at the time or it was just like, I just didn't have chemistry with that one person. But I feel like when I hear people's stories about like going from dating a guy and then discovering their queerness and then being like, actually, I only like women and non-binary people, their first times with not a man are generally really good.
Well, yes and no. I will say I hooked up with a girl when I was 23 and it was, I guess that I don't really count it as having sex because we like barely did anything. But like
what base did you get to?
I fingered her.
Okay.
And like she also a redhead.
Yeah.
Are we seeing a trend? Oh my God.
And it wasn't good?
No, not
Redhead
at all.
Redhead girls suck.
Redhead girls
They're
suck.
bad in bed.
Redheads, thumbs down. But she was like, the thing is about her, she was gorgeous. She's literally a model. She has like long, flowing red hair.
I'm sorry,
like,
wait, what was her name?
Her name was...
Okay.
I would be so shocked if it was the same girl. This was like so long ago. But like it wasn't good at all. And that to me, and because at the time, I had been kind of like talking to Josh being like, I think I might be bisexual. And then like I hooked up with this girl. Josh knew about it. He was okay with it. It was fine. And then I was like, oh, that was terrible. Like we just had no chemistry. I like was not feeling, I just was like, oh, this is like not, I don't like this.
How did you find her? Was it like on an app?
We met when I was in Alaska, doing a show.
Maybe that's why it was bad.
Yeah, she's like from somewhere else. She's not from Alaska, but like, and we like met, we lived in the same town and like, it was a very small town and I kind of just met her. Like we all kind of knew each other and yeah, we like hooked up one night. And I think what it was is like at the time, so I was 23. I had a pixie cut. I looked like a teeny tiny little mask. And I think that she maybe thought, because she was very femme, like always did her makeup, always did her hair, always in these like cute little outfits. And I think maybe she thought that I was like really dominant and like confident or like something.
Because of the hair.
Because of the hair.
Right, yeah.
And, but I just wasn't. It was my first time. I had no idea what I was doing. And like, I think she really expected me to like take charge and I didn't. And so I think it just kind of flopped.
Right, it was just like,
two bottoms.
Two bottoms.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. This sounds stupid. So bottoms are subs.
I mean, I would say a sub is a very specific subcategory of bottom. Like a sub is like, I'll do whatever you say. Like you boss me around, you tell me what to do. It's like a very specific dynamic. I would say a bottom is just generally the person who receives. But you can also...
receives penetration.
Or receives pleasure.
Like even oral stuff?
Yeah, I would say you definitely bottom when you're receiving oral. However...
But both can...
Yes, you can give while bottoming if that is like if that's like you know, the top is like I guess what it is like the top is generally the one who is in control of the situation, who like kind of decides what happens.
To me, that's a dom.
Yes,
but I also hear what you're saying about.
But like, a sub is like, yeah, I guess the top is like the top decides what happens, but the dom, like, I don't know, it feels more of like a power dynamic, whereas the top is just kind of like the one who's like navigating the waters. I guess they're similar, but like a dom sub dynamic is very different from just top and bottom. Like dom sub is like that can go into real life. You can have names. You can like that can penetrate into even just like your everyday life instead of just sex.
They're kind of like dom and sub is probably more of an umbrella term, and then
I would say top and bottom is more of an umbrella term, and dom and sub is more specific.
So I'm a bottom.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be a switch. And what are you?
Well, I think here's the thing. I don't want to sound like I'm an expert in dom sub stuff, because I'm not. I've dabbled, but I'm not like by any means the end all be all of the knowledge about it.
How have you dabbled?
Oh, Ariel.
Dude.
I've dabbled. Wait, let me answer your first question first, which was what?
I don't know.
Something about Haley, do you remember? Were you taking notes?
It's like, what's a bottom?
Just further explanation of what a top and bottom is.
I think that oh my god, I was gonna say something else about top and bottom and about dom and sub. Oops. Oh, okay. So I don't want to pretend that I'm like an expert about it, right? When you go back and listen, you'll know what it was. So yes, I've dabbled like, oh, you were saying, so I'm a bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And then you asked me if I was bottom or if I was a switch.
Yes.
I think everyone's a switch. I think unless you are like literally like I'm a pillow princess and I'm a stone top, everybody switches. But I do think people are more comfortable in different roles. I would say I'm a bottom. And because I don't like to be in control. I want someone to tell me what to do. I want to I just want to know what people like and give it to them. Ooh. And that's kind of the role of the bottom, I would say. And it's also the role of the sub. I don't know if listeners, if you know the actual difference between top and bottom and dom and sub, call Ariel.
Yeah. 908 or beep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna have to investigate this
because I think that top and bottom is just like in general, it's like one's giving, one's receiving, and dom and sub is like I'm the boss, you're my little servant. Like it's kind of they're okay. Different, you know.
With one of my partners, he's the dom, I'm the sub. Mm-hmm. I'm a sub in real life and in the bedroom.
Nice.
And I think that I probably am a dom. I think maybe my sex life would be heightened even more so if I fully got into like being a dom. And I've been sort of experimenting where my dom partner will give me some power and kind of ask, because he's very like controlling, or not, I don't want to say controlling, but he's dominant in real life. So he kind of wants to be like a sub in the bedroom, like, you know, opposite.
Love that.
And sort of gives me the power to dominate him. But he's still being a dom in the sense that he's allowing me to do that.
Yes, exactly. See, maybe you're not a dom. You're just such a sub.
I'm such a fucking
that
sub.
You'll dom someone if they want you to.
You're a dom in real life.
I would say in real life, yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I love being a sub in the bedroom, because I don't want to
Right.
decide anything. I want to just lie there and be used and abused.
Yeah, and that's why I should be a fucking dom. I feel like I feel like there should be maybe there is a study on this. I'll have to find one. But I think that the best sex for someone is to be the opposite of what they are in real life.
And, you know, obviously they say that about like CEOs are always like little subs.
Pay pigs,
Yes, exactly. Because they want to be
cucks.
dominated.
Yeah,
Yes. They want to
yeah.
be like a switch from their
And
regular
honestly, it's
pressure
so
of
hot
life.
to me that a manly, masculine, like alpha male wants to be the opposite of that.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then, like, in real life, I'm like, when he's being all masculine, I'm like, aw.
Like, babe, that was so cute of you. I know my ex-boyfriend, he used to want me to peg him, and I
Yeah?
never did. Regrets. I don't know. I was very scared for a long time. Like, I had so much shame around sex, and I was like it was just so hard for me. I think because I didn't want to have sex with dudes.
Right.
But like, so, but
Wait.
he also is a very, very masculine man.
Yeah.
So.
Did he get that sense from you that you didn't love sex?
I mean, he and I had sex a lot of times. It's not like I was ever like, you know, pressured into it or anything. Like, I was a willing participant. I wanted to do it and I wanted to please him. But I had this underlying sense of like, it was hard for me. Like, it was hard for me to like psych myself up to like have sex sometimes, because I was just like never in the mood. I was never in the mood. Like, we would not have sex for like a month.
Wow.
And I was fine. And he obviously was not.
But he could get you aroused
Yeah. Yes.
if he put in the work.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a lot of like, I mean, we used lube. Like, there was, and obviously like,
But lube's
It's-
not just gonna like make you, like, you need to be like caressed and and kissed and like get ready before you touch the genitals.
Totally. And I think that we, you know, at the beginning, like, we did that a lot.
Yeah.
Because we were like newly in love and stuff.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, I think I just stopped. I was putting in less effort, and it was becoming more clear to me, like, I would rather just not do this. And I do think that was hard for him. And like,
Yeah.
it was a point of contention in our relationship sometimes where we would be like, yeah, we haven't had sex in like such a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're not fucking.
And obviously he wanted to fuck, like, and I get that, of course. So
Did he ever want to have a threesome when you were exploring?
yeah, that's kind of how it originally came up, was like, we were kind of the two of us talking about, like, we were like, sometime like way in the future, like, we'll have a threesome, you know.
Why not at that time?
I was too jealous. That's what it was. I was just
so
too
jealous.
Yeah, I was too jealous. I was like 23. I was like so young, and like I was so jealous to the point of like, he would say an actress was hot on TV and I would freak out. I would get so pissed. And like, so it was like, okay, sure, sometime like way, way in the future. And then we like, we're talking about it more seriously. And then like towards the end, we like opened up our relationship, and then I was dating him and my other ex, my non-binary partner, at the same time. And that was really great for a lot of it. And then,
How did you get through the jealousy? Because you wanted to explore your.
well, no, at first it was just me. He was like, because I came out as bisexual when I was 28. And then he was like, if you want to have sex with girls, like, you can, like, go ahead. You have my blessing, kind of. And so then I met my other ex and we like fell madly in love, and then I was dating both of them, and then I was kind of the one that was like, okay, like I know that if I am like fully dating this other person, like you should be able to do that too. Like I understand that and I want you to have that. So like if you ever meet someone, like tell me and we can like talk about it, whatever. And that did happen, and he did start dating someone else, and I freaked the fuck out. I think that that's the thing, is like it's so easy to say that, and it's so different when it's like happening to you, and it's so hard because you've pushed down all this jealousy for so long and you haven't confronted it, and then you're like forced kind of to face it in that moment, and it's very hard. It's really, really tough.
Just thinking about your situation makes me so upset.
Yeah.
Like I can't, and I think that's beyond just like having a threesome or having sex with other people. This is a full on relationship. Like
right.
He let another heart touch his heart, and so did you.
Right.
Would he also feel comfortable with you seeing a guy or sleeping with a guy?
I think that in theory, yes. Like theoretically, yeah,
because
he was okay with
saw
that.
a girl and he's straight.
Yeah. But he never. I wasn't interested in guys, so he never had to really worry about that. But but yeah, in theory, yes. Like he wanted to be very supportive, and then so for a while we were like open, and I was dating this other person, and he was dating this other person, and like it was okay for a while, but it was not. It fizzled, you know.
Wow.
It just, and that's okay. And then he dated that other girl for a year, and now they're broken up. And so there you
Ooh,
go.
I didn't know that development.
Yeah,
How does that make you feel?
a little smug.
You were like,
so yeah.
you were very upset when the relationship ended.
Yeah, I was, which is weird because I'm a lesbian, but it's still someone can still hurt you.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
and
like-
you even taking the sex out of it, it's like
Yeah.
your best friend
Right.
leaving you to be best friends with someone else.
Yeah, and like right, and it was more of like, I mean, we were just, our lives were so intertwined. Like we were so deeply like, and not just like, yes, I was in love with him, and I do love him still. I have deep love for him that I don't think will ever go away. But like, and this is gonna sound weird because we've had sex like so many times, but like I feel like he's my brother now more than that, and I know that that's like weird to say, but like he does
get it.
You know, I just like, he is my family. Like I will always love him. He knows me so well. I know him so well that can't go away, and hopefully, like, I hope that we're friends for a very long time. So
I think it is possible to go from romantic to platonic, like
I think so.
in special circumstances. I have a friend I thought I was in love with. We had no romantic chemistry, but like I was like forcing it, and then eventually we're like, this is not, well, actually he was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And so I kept hanging out with him in the hopes of like getting him to fall in love with me. But then it became, I love him as a brother. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just like,
Yeah, that
depends on the
happens.
sitch.
And I think sometimes it's like, if someone is so great that you want to spend time with them, you like kind of automatically think like, oh, I must like have a crush on them. But like maybe then you'll just realize that you don't.
I was gonna say that happens a lot with like the opposite sex when you are straight. When you are gay.
When you're gay.
As a gay woman now,
Yes.
having been on both sides, do you get confused with girls? Are you like, do I want to be friends with you or do I want to fuck you?
I think that, like, that's a really interesting question. I think that no. And the reason is because I have a very specific type.
Oh my God,
and
what's your
I'm
type?
kind of, so I'm very into, like, butch people, masculine presenting people. I'm just very into them. But I will also say it's very much an energy thing. Like, if I can tell pretty immediately, like, if I want to fuck someone. And if I do, they better watch out. I'm just kidding. But like I just don't feel that confused. And I think that I felt confusion more with guys because like the guys that I would go after were like not hot guys. They were like nerdy, dweeby guys, and, except for my ex who is like a very handsome, giant, masculine man. But I think that like it was confusing for me with guys because I was like, I feel like I want this attention from this man, but I just wanted his attention because of like, you know, my daddy issues and like society. Whereas with like women and queer people, I'm just like immediately yes or immediately no, kind of. It's less confusing.
So you don't have mommy issues?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I have daddy issues.
I have both.
Okay, queen.
So it's like confusing all around.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I want to have sex with everyone.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you do, and that's okay.
Yeah, but I get what you mean about guys. I've had sex with like around 60 men, one woman, and that's because I'm like feeding my daddy issues, give me attention. Yeah. And with women, it's like the mommy issues are so complex that I can't even like. I just can't.
Wait, so how do you identify now?
I'm still. What would you do? You think there's a difference between heteroflexible? Okay, yeah. No, I don't know. Okay, heteroflexible and bi-curious. Because heteroflexibility is not bisexual.
Yeah, I would say there's a difference between like heteroflexible and bisexual. I think that bi-curious and heteroflexible are kind of the same.
Okay, then that's.
Or like bi-curious is maybe like I'm actively curious, and heteroflexible is just like I'll do it if I have to.
Maybe if I'm forced.
If I'm in a threesome, I guess I'll have sex with a girl.
Maybe it's like heteroflexible is heteroromantic and sexually heteroromantic and bisexual.
Okay. So you're emotionally attracted to men but sexually attracted to women.
As of right now, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like intimidated by women, I think.
Interesting.
I'm intimidated by
I mean, that
sexy
could just
women.
because that could just be your mommy issues that make it impossible for you to feel like, or make it feel like it's impossible for you to have a relationship with a woman.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And low-key, I feel like my mom thinks that about herself too. So it's just like generational mommy trauma.
For sure.
And like maybe I should be the one to break it, or my daughter. I don't know.
I mean, are you in therapy about that?
Yeah, and I've actually been like having some major breakthroughs.
That's great.
I know.
Oh my God, congrats.
I always thought it was just my mom. Both my parents are therapists, and my mom was like, "You should see a male therapist so you can work out your daddy issues." But little did we know.
Oh my God.
That my real issues are mommy issues.
Wow. I could never see a male therapist. I just don't think I could ever do that.
Yeah, it's like, it's pretty hard.
I can barely listen to a man tell me anything. I can never listen to him tell me how to feel about stuff. I couldn't do it. Sorry.
Wow. Okay, well, it's a good thing you're not having sex with men anymore.
For sure.
Or as right now. Okay, actually, I don't even need to like say a transition for this.
Okay.
I saw a news piece about Diplo on Emily Ratajkowski.
Okay, yeah.
The hot one.
Uh-huh.
He was on her podcast, and he told her that he's had his dick sucked by men, or like, he's had sex with men. He said, "I've gotten a lot of blowjobs, but I don't know. I mean, getting a blowjob is not that gay, I think." What do you think of that?
I mean, I think getting a blowjob from a man, if you're a man, is pretty gay.
Right? Like, fellas.
Yeah.
Is it gay to get a blowjob from a man?
If you like it, it's gay. Like, I don't see how it could not be.
He says, "I don't want to define that I'm gay. I think the best answer I have is I'm not gay." I'm like, that's heteroflexible.
That's your best answer, is that you're not gay.
And then he goes on, he's like, yeah, I could see myself dating like some of the guys.
I mean, it sounds like he's gay and he's just afraid to come out. That's what it sounds. Or bi.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Because it's like, okay, you had your dick sucked by a guy and you liked it, and you think you might want to date guys. That's pretty gay.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I love that he talked about this, and
I know.
he could have just gone like the extra mile and been like, I'm bisexual and that's cool.
Yeah, or even if he said like, yeah, I'm maybe like confused. Like
Or
to
I'm
say it's not.
unsure.
Yeah.
To say
I feel
it's
like
not gay. There's like a lot of literature out there about straight men who like having sex with gay men. It's like, you're just insecure in your sexuality.
yeah, it's like, bro, you're just a little bit gay and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's 2023. Just be gay.
I like penises. You can like penises too. Like, I
Yeah.
get why you like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you now.
I mean, I guess I get why some people like them, sure.
You just
I think that genitalia in general without context is objectively not attractive. But I think that so like if I just saw a dick right now, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, what a beautiful dick." I'd be like,
and
"Why
that's
the fuck
why
is a dick
stop
here?"
sending unsolicited dick pics.
Literally, that's yes. And because it's all about context. If in the correct context someone has a gorgeous penis, sure, I could appreciate a penis. But like in the same with a vagina, I'd be like, "Oh my god, that's a hot vagina." But even if I saw a vagina right now, I'd be like, "Why is your vagina out?" Like, put it away. We're in a podcasting studio. So it's all about context. I think.
Guys will be like, "Oh, do you think this girl is hot?" Guys, my partner, it's like, "Do you like, what about this girl? What about that girl?" I'm like, I need to know their personality. Like, I'm not yeah, she's like stereotypically hot, but like I'm not turned on by her because maybe she's stupid.
Okay, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Well, there is a word for that. If you're chronically online, like I am, and it's demisexual, which is where you're only attracted to people if you have like an emotional connection with them, or like sapiosexual is like you're attracted to their brain. I know so many terms. Sapiosexual is you're attracted to their brain. Demisexual is I can only have sex with someone or be sexually attracted to someone who I have an emotional connection with.
That is a subcategory of asexuality.
It is, yes.
But I think that that's just a way to, well, okay, labels are a way to communicate with the world what you are. I think I go back and forth and like over labeling is like stupid and just be yourself, just live yourself. But if you want someone to understand you, it does help to have a label.
Yeah.
You can say it means this.
Yes.
But I like the subcategories more than being like, I'm demisexual. I'm asexual, but I'm demisexual. Like you could just say I'm demisexual.
Right. Well, also because you're not asexual because you love sex, right? Do you not?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, wait, no, I'm not asexual at all.
Yeah. But you maybe are demi if you like.
I think I'm just a woman.
Yeah, you're just a woman. And also men are scary. Men are scary and you want to know them.
Men are scary and I want to know
before you have sex with them, before you make yourself vulnerable to them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Or maybe that's not what you mean.
I think that men and women, and I want to be PC. Actually, I don't want to be PC, but I want to be respectful to everyone.
Sure.
Okay, maybe I'll say cisgendered men and women.
Yes.
We're wired differently. Men, and there was a study recently, I'm like raising my hand. There was a study recently that does show that men have cisgendered men have higher sex drives than women. That makes sense biologically. Okay, men want to spread their seed everywhere, and women are like strapped down with one baby, so one partner.
Sure.
And so it makes sense that men would be more easily attracted to other people or to women, and women wanting to get to know the other person before hunkering down for 9 months and like the rest of your life. Really, maybe just 9 months when you're like a cave woman.
Sure.
Like,
yes.
I don't know. I feel like it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to read about that. So I think that saying I'm demisexual is just like, yeah, I think most women like want to get to know someone.
Yeah, I do think that I would agree with that like most like straight women or like cisgender women want to get to know their partner, especially if it's a man, before having sex with them. And that's just like safety, I think, also.
Safety and like
And biology. Yes.
biologically.
And biology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Hashtag biology.
Hashtag biological
So that's
win.
my issue with demisexual. But I think it helps men understand women more
Yes.
heteronormatively.
Yes. But I agree also with the labels. It's like there are so many labels, and some people find a lot of comfort in labels. And like, if you want to label yourself as a demisexual, biromantic, heterosexual slut, then sure, like go ahead. That makes me understand you.
Yeah.
But I also think it would be great if like we could all, I would love to live in a world where anyone can just date anyone and it's not weird. Like if a man who is like, who's always dated women and he's like, you know, a cool, popular guy, and then one day he dates a dude and it's like no one fucking cares. Like that would be so great.
Yeah, if we just all saw each other as souls.
Totally.
Instead of the binary.
And we are like, people are so like, even now I'm like, yeah, I identify as lesbian now because that feels right for me. I don't know what is going to happen in my life, in the world, you know, like I could meet a man that I fall deeply in love with, but until that happens, here I am, and I'm a lesbian. And sexuality is so fluid.
The thing with like bi-erasure is the like trope that of kind of what your journey has been like.
No, it is a journey.
Of dating a man, exploring your sexuality, and then now being like, okay, actually, I'm not straight, I'm not bisexual, I'm gay. And people think that anyone who says that they're bisexual is just like the gateway to the other side.
And that's not true. Like
it's
there are
fluid.
people who are so fully bisexual, and like that is true.
But that
it just
can also
wasn't true
change.
for me. And it can change.
That's the point. In 20 years, you could be straight.
Yeah, who knows?
Or you could go back to bisexuality and then go,
Yeah, and I think that there should be room for that. Like everyone is, it's like we have so much fluidity inside us. I think we don't even know. And like people in this world are very like tied to titles and want to be defined by a word. And like that's our nature as people who like invented this language, and we want to have words for what we're feeling.
Well, like there's so much stuff to know out there that stereotypes are a shortcut. Like psychologically, it just like helps us understand the world better. But I think living in a patriarchal society makes those stereotypes less chill. Like
that too.
loaded.
That too. And it's all about the patriarchy, and I hate the patriarchy, and we should have a matriarchy.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. I can't believe men still think that feminism means that women want to kill all men.
I know. Even if I do want to kill all men, that's not because of feminism.
Yeah.
That's because of misandry.
What does misandry mean?
It's the opposite of, so misogyny is hatred of women, and misandry is hatred of men.
Oh. I wonder why you don't hear that word so often.
I wonder.
Did you bring something for show and tell or no?
I did.
Okay. It's time for show and tell.
I'm actually wearing it. It's my shirt. And you might think it's a Tommy Hilfiger shirt, but it's actually a Tommy Hilfiger shirt that says Mommy Milkers.
Oh my God. That's so good.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. Okay. Now tell us about it.
Okay, so I saw this shirt on Instagram in like 2021, and I was dating one of my exes at the time, the non-binary person, and I told them, like, oh my God, I love that shirt. Like, you should get it for me. And so they got it for me for Valentine's Day.
Aww.
Then I lost it, and I was devastated, and I didn't know where it was. I was dating this other girl, my crazy ex. And
She's so crazy.
Yeah. And I asked her, also I broke up with her 4 times. So one of the times when I broke up with her and got back together with her, I asked her, oh, do you have my Mommy Milker shirt? Because I'm missing it and maybe I left it here or whatever. And she was like, no, I don't have it. Then I recently broke up with her again, like a month ago.
Okay, I hope it sticks.
Literally same. I hope to God. I can't go back. Don't let me.
Did you block her?
Yeah, I blocked her. Oh, so I blocked her. So the only way she had to get in touch with me was to mail me something, and it was this new shirt. A new version of this shirt. So I have received my Mommy Milker shirt from 2 of my exes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. That's my show and tell.
That question wasn't even staged. That's awesome.
Woohoo.
Thank you for bringing that.
Thanks.
All right, dude. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ariel. So nice to see you.
It was so nice to see you. It was a pleasure, darling.
It's a pleasure.
Can you tell everyone where to follow you? Plug any shows you have coming out. This is the coming up. This should be coming out June 1st.
Yeah, first day of Pride.
Yeah.
#Pride. Yes, my name is Eileen Hanley. You can follow me at Glitter Wrists. That's like glitter on your wrists. And you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I write music, I write comedy songs, and I talk about being gay and stuff. And I'd love to have you.
She's so fucking funny.
Thanks.
Everyone must follow or die.
Follow me or die.
Yeah.
Title of my memoir.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thanks so much.
Okay, everyone clap now. And that's a motherfucking wrap on Good in Bed episode 1. Thank you all for listening. Rate, subscribe, review. You can email advice questions. Ooh, a segment that you've yet to hear. Email goodinbedpodcast@gmail.com. Follow Good in Bed at Good in Bed on all social media platforms. And, you know, I hope you have a really good week. And I'm excited for more episodes that are even smoother than this one. Love you all.